Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depends where you are. So welcome to the MySQL State of the Dolphin. So thank you for joining. I'm not really used to talk in front of my camera, or of my computer like that. I prefer to walk around and speak with my hands. It's my Italian roots, right? So first slide, you're already familiar with it, is the safe harbor. So please read it a bit, give you some time with it, and then we will start, right? Okay, so some word about me. My name is Frédéric Descamps. I'm MySQL evangelist working for MySQL since 4 years now. I started with MySQL a long time ago. To manage it, to play with it with MySQL 3.23. I am a DevOps believer. I'm living in Belgium, and I have a website. You can follow me on. It's Fred.b. It's a blog where you can find a lot of information related to MySQL. So as you know, MySQL 8 is out now, and for some time already, so for 2 years now. And I wanted to focus my side of where we are now. So in 2020, where is MySQL 8? So MySQL, it's still the most open source, the most popular open source database. So we are still #1 here. We got the MySQL DBMS of the year 2019, so we are very proud of it. So thank you very much. And when we check at developers, right, we can see that on the Stack Overflow survey, MySQL is still the most preferred choice for developers when they are looking for a database. So thank you for that, and we try to make our best to always stay on top. So as you know, this month is very special for us because we are also celebrating the 25th anniversary of MySQL. So we started this journey in 1995. So we are very happy to have reached such a nice anniversary, and let's hope to 25 more, right? So that's good. Very happy on that. So when we released MySQL 8, MySQL 8 was a very one giant leap for SQL because we wanted to support more and more SQL standards, right? And there was a lot of demand of it. And as modern SQL, you can see that what they said about MySQL 8, right? And they were very happy with it. And we were happy for what they say, so that was very good for us. And now, after 2 years, where are we? In fact, as you can see, all these are also from Marcus Winon Modern SQL, so not made by me. But we can see that MySQL keeps improving, keeps supporting all SQL standard, and we try to be we won't be green everywhere every time, but we try to at least. And not only the most, let's say, older standards, but also the new ones. Most of you may already be in the MySQL ecosystem for long, and they know all what's new in MySQL 8. But for people who are just joining the conference, and as it is an online conference, there might be a lot of newcomers, right? I wanted to give you an overview of what strong stuff we did in SQL for SQL in MySQL 8, and because sometimes people have bad assumption, or they know they still think they know MySQL, but MySQL 8 is very different than previous MySQL version, right? So for example, in MySQL 8, you have common table expressions and recursive common table expression, right? So here we have an example. So we are supporting this with Word now, and it's very nice. Also, another popular stuff that people were asking us, it's about Lateral. So now it's possible to use the Lateral keyword, and So here's some example of how it works. As you can see, MySQL 8 supports it, and it is from 8 to 14. Windows function for analyticals. Also, this is some big feature that people are asking us to have. And now we are in MySQL 8 supporting this Windows function. So here are some example, right? With some over and bound and all that kind of stuff we can do. This is Belgium, of course, where I'm from. So you can see all this, it's possible to do with the MySQL 8. Like I said, we don't do only the old standard, but also new standard. This is SQL 2016, if I'm correct. And so JSON table, and we support it in MySQL because, you know, MySQL now has also this JSON data type, native data type, where you can store JSON documents directly in MySQL. As you can see, we support this JSON table function that allows you to act on a JSON document like if it was a relational table. And because we discuss about JSON data types, the next step is, of course, the MySQL 8 document store. So we love JSON, we love NoSQL, and this is why in MySQL we created this MySQL 8 document store, which is use the X protocol that allows you, that gives you the opportunity to use the XDAV API, which is enabled by default in MySQL 8, that allows developers to use SQL and NoSQL in MySQL. So you can do or SQL or NoSQL or mix both also, which is very nice. If you have a question on that, reach me out or wherever you can, Twitter, Slack, or whatever. And we can discuss that. And there is a lot of great presentation already on this topic. So MySQL now supports in MySQL 8 by default JSON, just what I said, but also CRUD operation. So it's possible now to use MySQL like you see here. So you can have a collection and add documents into it directly. Then you can find these documents, you can modify them, you can remove them. So create, read, update, delete the CRUD operations. So now it's possible to use MySQL without a single line of SQL. And this is very popular in the developer world, right? When I go discussing this everywhere in the world, people are very, very interested on this. And the young developer really love the way that I don't need to master SQL to be able to use, to store their data and to use MySQL. Of course, like I said, you can still mix both if it's needed. But this is not the topic, the full topic of today's presentation. So this is an example how you can use CRUD operation. So here it's the MySQL shell in JavaScript, and I have a collection called restaurants, and I want to find some documents into it. So as you can see, I don't use SQL. The syntax is very easy to understand, and you can see here a result, how it works. So like I'm happy to say, NoSQL plus SQL, it's MySQL. If you're interested in more NoSQL feature and document store, like I said, please reach me out, and I will be very happy to show you different presentation, to talk about it, and so on. So MySQL 8 is not only the document store, and no only SQL, but if we keep that SQL part, we are all talking about the optimizer. We are also refactoring here MySQL 8. So MySQL 8 is a big refactor of that, and we have this new iterator executor. We made it modular. It's very easy to extend. So in the future, you may see more and more new stuff related to that. And all this iterator can encapsulate to each other, and they all use the same interface. That makes the developer work much easier, our developers, I mean, and they can all be connected. So this is something new, and we're very happy about it. It was a long process, but thanks to that, and thanks now, you are, since the latest versions, you can see result of all this new refactoring. And one of the first result you could have seen was this explain format equal 3. So remember, you have the standard explain, the explain in format JSON, but now you have also this explain format 3, which is quite popular in other relational databases. So now it's possible to do that, as you can see here, and it gives you that information that most of DB are aware of. But we didn't stop there. Like I said, we can all integrate them together, and from that format 3, we extended. So our optimizer team extended more and added something that was for a long time requested to MySQL, was to have something like explain analyze. So now we have explain analyze in MySQL. So we support that in MySQL 8. So the query can be instrumented and executed at the same time. And so we can see what are the estimated costs and what are the actual execution statistics, right? So, all this part in the explain in the format 3. So we can see yeah, the first row is returned, how much time it took, the actual time it took to return all the rows, the actual amount of row returned per each step. We can see all that. And it's much easier, thanks to that, to be able to optimize queries and to understand where we need to optimize query. So this is an example output of the explain analyze. So as you can see, it's explain analyze keyword. You type the query, so like you do with the standard explain, and you have the output here with this new information, with the actual time to get all the rows, the amount of rows read, the amount of loop we have done, and the amount of the first time we reached that. So all that it's possible with explain analyze. So the refactoring brings us this explain 3, format 3, explain analyze, but also something new, the hash join. So hash join, and I know during the conference somebody is looking at them, are generally faster than the nested loop for very large result set. The hash join in MySQL, it's an hybrid implementation, means that it's always go in memory when possible, and it's split to disk if necessary, right? And since MySQL 8.20, it supports all type of join: inner join, equi-join, auto join, semi-join, anti-join. All that are supported in hash join. And because we support them all now, it will replace all the block nested loop in the query plant. So hash joint will be used because it's much faster. So here are some performance. If we want to compare hash join with block nested loop when no indexes are available, for example, we can see the improvement, right? So the blue line, it's when we use hash join. Lower is better. So as I said, as I showed you, so we have implemented a lot of new stuff, improved a lot of new stuff, supported a lot of new stuff, but we also work in other domains. And I wanted to show you with 8.20 some latest change we have done for performance and scalability. For example, there is something completely new that Dimitri is very proud of. It's the new double write buffer. So when we do a check, a sysbench on an IO bound system, so this is very important to know that we are IO bound, we can see that MySQL 8 performs much better than MySQL 5.7 in this case. So the flame of Dimitri are showing here. So this is something new, so much more performant in MySQL 8.20. But this is not the only big announcement we have done for performance in MySQL 8.20. We have also added something that was a long time requested. It's the new Binlog Compression. So we have added the possibility to compress transaction in the binary log, so where we store them also, and so it's much better now. As you can see here, this is an output of a graph from Jasper blog. So you can thank you, Jasper, for having tested it, and you can see the difference, right? So this is also something we are very proud of. So other than that, and this is not in MySQL 8.20, but it's something that I'm very happy with, and it seems it didn't get the big hype I was expecting right so far, but I think because it's still unknown by some of the users, but the user who tested it are very happy with it. It's, of course, the MySQL clone. MySQL clone, it's crazy. MySQL clone, it's a wonderful plugin for MySQL that allows you to transfer the data to create a replica very quickly and without having access yourself on the file. It's all done on the SQL layer. It's very, very nice. It allows you to create, so like I said, replica, but also to add new members to an InnoDB cluster, for example. So this is very nice. And talking about InnoDB cluster, if you're following all MySQL, let's say, history so far, and if you check the evolution of MySQL 8, you can see that we are focusing on easy solution. We try to simplify the use of MySQL for the need of our customers and our users. And we want to make this database architecture much easier for everybody. So when we said so, there is one product that comes out of the mind directly. It's the MySQL InnoDB cluster. So MySQL InnoDB cluster is a single product that has been made for HA, automate, so all automation, all included in one product. So this is how it looks like, right? So we have MySQL servers, we have application, routers, and the shell to orchestrate all that. So the HA that MySQL InnoDB cluster provides you is, of course, this solution. It's fault tolerant. It has automatic failover. You can use active master, so multi-master if you want, what we call in our terms multi-primary. Watch out, some limits apply. It's all in the documentation or in our slides deck, or you can reach me out again if you want to know more. It has all this automatic membership management, so you can add, remove nodes by themselves. You can detect if one node is bad, has a network issues, or you can add or remove one also via the shell, because like I will show you later, but the shell, it's very one of our product that we really want to focus, and that will be managing everything. It has conflict detection and resolution. It prevents data loss. So if you need to have a solution where data loss is really mandatory to not have, you need to use MySQL InnoDB cluster. And something very important is GPL, right? The full solution. Other than that, and for the people following very carefully the evolution, you may have seen that now extra to this product, because of this product was so easy to use and people really likes it. We had also some demand to say, yeah, but I have a bad network. I only have 2 members. What can I do? So if it's the case, we have introduced in 8.19 the MySQL ReplicaSet. So MySQL ReplicaSet, it's exactly the same as InnoDB cluster in the way of managing manually, so in using the shell to orchestrate all that. It uses also the router, but of course it has less HA included into it, so less automation, right? So, but it's fully integrated with the router. It's very easy to use with the shell. It's also very important, the provisioning, it's done by the clone, so automatic provisioning, you don't have to do anything. So it's very, very easy to create a replica set. So, ReplicaSet, it's based on the replication architecture, so the replication that everybody is aware of since a long time, which is asynchronous replication. So this is why network issues, it's not a problem when you use ReplicaSet. Of course, because of that, watch out, it's not everything it's automated, right? But it's very easy to implement. So first our goal, and then to show you how easy it is. So one product, it's of course the MySQL shell, right? So all components are developed together and all integrated together, all tested together, all that by the MySQL team and MySQL QA team. It's very easy to use. So only one client to orchestrate everything, which is the MySQL shell. And you can use different type of servers, hardware, and so on. And since 8.19, we also support DNS-SRV with our connector, so our connector can find where to go when needed. So as I said, MySQL shell, it's easy to use to implement this architecture. So this is example comparing InnoDB Cluster and ReplicaSet. So as you can see, we connect on a server when we create a cluster or we create a ReplicaSet. We can configure another instance. So we do configure instance in MySQL InnoDB Cluster or configure ReplicaSet instance in MySQL InnoDB ReplicaSets. Then to add the server to the cluster, we add an instance, or we can add exactly the same way, add an instance in the ReplicaSet. And bootstrapping the cluster, it's exactly the same way. So it's very easy. We try to keep the same syntax, or just some method names change. But so for a MySQL DBA that has to deal with this architecture, all the job, it's much easier. So like I said, the shell, it's used to play with document store, for example, if you want. The shell, it's used to use also the admin API to create architecture and to manage them. But you can also use the shell to extend it to do whatever you want, in fact. So MySQL shell, it's very powerful and very easy to extend. So here are some plugins I've created. These are some examples. You can use the shell in Python, JavaScript, or SQL. And if you are looking for more plugins that can help you, or wizards, or everything, or IDs to implement yours, you can find them on this GitHub repository. So now to end this session, I want to, so as you can see, we make a big journey in MySQL, and certainly MySQL 8. And so this journey started 25 years ago. And you can see all what we achieved. And something we never change about all this achievement is that MySQL is open source. MySQL is GPL and open source. So all products I've talked so far are GPL. So MySQL Server is a GPL. MySQL Router is GPL. MySQL Shell is GPL too. The Clone plugin, this wonderful plugin, is GPL. The Workbench is GPL. And for all this product, we accept contributions. So if you want to code, if you want to contribute to MySQL, please do. It's all your patches are welcome too. So cannot end without this. MySQL 8 is also 264 contributions. I know people like numbers, so I want to give you some numbers here. It's 58 different contributors, external contributors, so not part of the MySQL team. The top 3 contributors are Facebook for MySQL 8, Daniel Van Ede, and Larinus. So thank you very much. Kudos to you guys. I hope in front of your screen you can applaud them or just treat them congratulations. So thank you very much. But not only thank you to these top three contributors, but to all of them. So thank you very much to all contributors to MySQL 8. It's successful also thanks to you, of course. So if you have questions, anything about MySQL, please join the MySQL community Slack. I am there often, but many other people are there to help. So please join us. And we want you to migrate to MySQL 8 because, as you can see, MySQL 8 gives you a lot of new features. And therefore, the exams are now available also. So MySQL 8 database administrator is not possible, is not available as an exam, and this is for the DBA, and the developer one will be later available too. So thank you very much. Don't forget that MySQL 5.6 will be soon end of life, so it's time to migrate to MySQL 8. So MySQL 8 is great. Thank you very much to have followed me for this presentation. And I hope you will enjoy the rest of the conference. And like I said, if you have some question on MySQL, please don't hesitate to join the community Slack, join the MySQL forums, or wherever you can find us on Twitter and so on. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.